Alright guys, I got another video for you. We're going to be creating a simple chat box. So if I type in this box here, I would say hello other players. And then when I push enter, it will put the chat that I want to talk to the other players up in the chat area here. And you can just, type stuff. Alright, so we're going to be making this. Alright, so let's start off by opening our Godot, and that was a different one for me, so I'll do my, what is it, Eversole? Yes, okay. So here we are in a blank Godot. I'm going to go to a 2D scene, and the first thing I want to do is I want to make two folders, one called Scenes and one called Scripts. Okay, then we're going to choose a user interface node, and I'm going to rename this node to Chat System, like so. Alright, so I have my scene called Chat System. I'll save this for the first time, so I'll do Control S. Let's put it in the Scenes folder, and Chat System will be just fine. Okay, now we're going to add a couple nodes here. So the first node I'm going to add is a margin container. This just gives the area of the screen. So I'll have my margin container here, and I'm going to do layout full rect, and I like to rename this one to full screen. So that margin container holds the entire screen inside of it. Now at the outer edges of the screen, you don't want your text boxes going off the edge or being too close to where it's just too close to the sides. So over here on margin, I'm going to do 10, 10, negative 10, negative 10. And that's just going to pull everything away from the edges so it doesn't get too close to the sides. Okay, so we have that. Now we need we're going to add another margin container. And this is going to be my chat area. And then I'm selected on the chat area here, and I need to choose a size for it. Now I don't want it to be the entire screen again, so I'm going to do a minimum size. I don't know, I'm guessing, so let's do 600 by 450. I don't know. The size can change. So if you see, I put my minimum size as 600 by 450, and then I click this little circle here to resize it. Now it's not in the center of the screen, so if we come over here, we can go to size flags on chat area. We can do, instead of fill, we can say shrink to center and then shrink center. So now it's like right in the center of the screen. So we have the whole scene, then we have the margins around the outside so it doesn't go off the edge, and then the chat area, which is this box. But there's nothing in there just yet. So on the top, we're going to have the chat text, and then on the bottom, we'll have where we can input the text. So one needs to be on top, one needs to be on the bottom. So that sounds like I need a VBox container. So I'm going to say VBox. VBox aligns stuff vertically. If you wanted it horizontal, you would use an HBox, but we'll use a VBox. Inside of this VBox, I'm going to add a text edit. That's where all the main text goes. So I'll call this chat area. And then I'm going to add one more. I'm going to add a line edit. And I'll call this chat edit. All right. Now, my chat area is kind of tiny. I can't really see it. So let's adjust that. So we'll go to chat area, come over here to, let's check the size flags. It does say fill, so that's not exactly what, let's do rectangle. Let's do, or rect. We'll say the minimum size is 450. Let's see what that does for us. Okay, so there we go. We have our chat area, and that looks pretty good. All right, so we have the chat area up here, and we have the line edit there. So if we play this scene, I'm gonna hit play scene, and that actually saves it. And now we can try, and you'll see that we can type in the top part, which is not really what we want to do. Not in a, you don't want to type up here. You want to type down here, and then when you push enter, you want that information to get put up to the top. Okay, so we got a couple things to change. So let's click on chat area, and then we'll scroll up. You'll see that there's a little button here that says read only. We're going to click that. So now whenever we try to click in the chat area, we can't. That's only for reading. All right. Okay. So we have our two boxes, but they just look like boxes right now. So we need to give the person a hint of where they need to type and where stuff needs to go. So I'm going to click on chat edit. Over here on the right hand side, you have one that says placeholder, and then I will say type your chat here. Okay. So that puts like a little placeholder in there so you can see, or when the person is looking at it, they know that this is where they would type to chat. So under text, it says type your chat here. And it's not actually written in there, it's just a placeholder. So when you click in there and you start typing, it gets rid of that. Okay, so we have two items that need to work together, and in order to add stuff in, we're going to have to make a script to get this information for us and put whatever's typed here up there. So click on Chat System. This is where we're going to add our script. So I'm going to click the scroll and the plus sign, and I want to put this in the correct folder. So right now it's going in the scenes folder. We're going to change that to the scripts folder. So I'm going to click on scripts, and I'll click open and create. All right, at the top, I always like to give myself a little note as to what am I working on. Well, the thing that I'm working on is the chat system. Oh, and I might also want to tell me like what class I'm in. So this is my Eversole chat system, and there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of some of these notes. Okay, so the two things we're working with is this chat area and the chat edit. We need to take the information from chat edit, which is that bottom line, and put it into chat area. So in order to do that, we need to get access to both of these things. So I'll say on ready var, and my variable, I'll name it the same as what I have labeled over here. So I'll say chat area is equal to get node, and what node do I want? Well, I'll get the chat area first. So you can just scroll down and press tab. Okay, so now chat area is, this node over here is stored into this variable called chat area. And I'll also get access to the next one. So I'll say on ready var chat edit is equal to get node, and the one I want to get this time is chat edit. Alright, so I'm going to make a comment for myself here. This is the chat zone or something, I don't know. Chat zone node. And this is my new chat line. Right. Okay. So let me prove to you, or at least show you how to actually get some text into the chat area to start with. So under the ready function, this function plays once when the scene is first created. Okay, so as soon as the scene plays, this function right here, the ready function, it will play. And what do I want to do? Let's add some text into the chat area. So I will say chat area dot text is equal to I added some text. All right. So it's going to go to the chat area, and it's going to make the text of the chat area I added some text. So if I play the scene, you'll see that it says I added some text. So if I want to put some text in this area, I just need to change what the text says with that code there, with that little keyword. How did I know that? Well, if you go to chat area, this node, and hover over this text part right here, you can see text. Hello. Anything I type in here appears over here on this side. So if I want to edit it in the code while the game's playing, I need to use the property text right there. And that's exactly what we did. We said text is equal to I added some text. Now the same thing applies with our bottom bar here. You'll see that instead of having a whole bunch of lines, this one holds only one line text. So instead of having a whole bunch of them stored, you'll use this one to put one line in at a time. So the person's going to type here. Now we want to make it where whenever they fill up this line, they press enter, and it's going to take these words and put them up there. So we're going to need to grab the button. We're going to need to grab the enter button. So let's go to project up in the top left, project settings, and then click on input map, and the action I want to do is enter. So I will add this. Alright, so I have my enter button, and I need to give it a key. So I'm going to say key, and the button I want to use is the enter key. Close. Okay. Alright, so now let's make it where anytime we press the enter button, it will put the text up into the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to make a new function. We have a built-in Godot function. It's called input event. This is a built-in function. If you'll see whenever I'm typing it in, it's trying to fill it in for me. All those ones with the underscore in front, those are pre-built ones, and one of them's input event. Okay, and so if the event dot is action pressed, if it is the enter key, then we want to take the text from the chat edit and put it into the chat area. So I will say chat underscore edit dot text, and all that means is I want to take the text that is in this line and I want to put it into the chat area. So we'll say, so if basically what we're going to do is we're not going to use this typed line anymore. We're going to use this text, chat edit text. So I want to say, maybe I should move that over. We want it to be chat area dot text, and we want it to be equal to this, Now, that's just going to make it immediately equal to it. Let's go ahead and use that. Let's see what that does. So if I play this again, I could say hello. And if I press enter, you'll see immediately that text goes up there. It didn't erase it from the bottom. And if I write a different message and press enter, it's going to add or change the top text to that. So we got a couple things we still need to work on here, but the information is going from the line edit into the chat area, which is good. Making progress. So after we press enter, we need to clear the chat edit. So let's do that. Let's do chat edit is equal to, and we just put nothing in there, so then it's empty. So after you press enter, it's going to take the text, it's going to put it into the chat area, and then it's going to erase it. So let's see. Oh, sure didn't. Oh, I just said chat edit and not chat edit dot text. Chat edit dot text. Play. Alright, I think that the video is getting long enough. We'll stop here and we'll pick it up in the next video.